Well, gentlemen, we're here tonight. We're going to talk about this this old TnT. This is X-Force's TnT, and it's obviously been repilled at one point or another. We are going to point out the fact that we have ourselves an extension cord attached. That's what this is. Let's see here. I was going to say it's 3 strips of 12 gauge that are feeding this thing. Woo, we're going to fix that. This is also extension cord cable, but there's technically enough metal mass there to get the job done, but we're going to go a different route. We're going to strip that out of there. It's looking like it's got 2 blown pills, and we got ourselves a couple burn up resistors over here. Them suckers are flamed up. They had to make a hell of a stink, and they're pointing to this section. So I almost bet you money that, well, I can tell you the problem's right here. Let's turn this and look. So these caps that are in here are entirely too small, and that's what caused us to have our failure. This cap, and then we'll look at that cap. Look at that. That thing melted down and let go. So we're going to pull all these out and we're going to replace them anyhow. We're going to replace them with metal clads so we don't have to worry about this ever happening again in the future. And check the bias, check the preamp. We're going to clean it up and put new pills in it, and we're going to get it running. So on that note, first thing we're going to do is pull all the power wires out. Second thing we're going to do is pull the distribution network out, the power distribution, that is. Third thing we're going to do is pull out all the caps, and then we're going to pull the pills and get that going. So let's get with it. Okay, after quite a bit of cleaning, got all the junk power wire out of it. Got the caps out of there that don't need to be there. We've got our output metal clads all built up. We've replaced our 3 burn up 100 ohm resistors. Ah, yeah, this is what I was going to do. I get the satisfaction out of this. Okay, so this little tiny pathetic cap, come on, there we go. This is one of our output tuning capacitors, this one here. I'd be surprised if that one still reads within spec, which it does. 150, 160, it's a 150 puff. So let's go over here, let's grab this one, let's test it. 153, all right. And then this one. This is the one that was attached to this end transformer here. So wow, look at that. Still holding together. That is amazing. So what happens when we get it a little bit warm? Hold on. Here we go. Blow some hot air across it real quick. There we go. A little bit warm and it falls out of tolerance. Okay, well, Needless to say, I think that's our problem. So let's go ahead and this is our 2 transistors that were popped. We're going to consider no good. We're going to go over here to our stack of the getting places here. And let's grab 1, 2. All right, we'll throw some thermal compound on them, and we'll plug up these 2 holes. We'll do our flyback circuit, which have all been now tested, and the legs have been all rebent, so they're all even. We'll get that all put back together. We'll do the power wire distribution for the bus bar to the transformers, and we'll be back. Well, this is fun. It's got brand new power wire in it, whole brand new biasing circuit in it. This amp actually cleaned up really well. It's got brand new 3 strands of 8 gauge coming out the back. Brand new strain relief. Coax connectors are good. Preamp all works. Input and output tunes have been refined a little bit. Every cap has been checked. I mean, we're pretty close. It was within 30 puff on the input. So, pretty good. Clean up, change transistors, reorganize it a little bit, upgrade the power wire distribution to it, put new biasing in it. Good to go. Okay, so we're going to start out over here on the 2950, but first, we went ahead and upgraded the preamp transistor in this, by the way. So it's now got a very low noise 4 transistor in it, for what that's good for. I don't know, to me, the preamp's the weakest link in the box, right? So let's go, we'll shut the amp off, and we're gonna start looking at our watt meters now. So this is a 1,000 watt slug in peak here, 1,000 in average, 5 watt slug in reverse, back from the Bird 10,000 watt dummy load. Okay, so let's do this. Show you drive. Hello, 1, 2. Show you pass through tune real quick. Hello, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Hello, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Has to be expected because the preamp's in line. RF's got to come through, go through the relay, then through here, through the relay, bypass all these caps, back down around through the relay, and then back out the coax connector. Pretty good. I consider that pretty good. Okay, so we are going to start out with a 1/2 watt carrier. It's a 5 watt slug reading forward, 1/2 watt. Let me turn the brightness up on this just a little bit for you all. There we go. Okay. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Amp is on. At a 1, 2. Easy 600 watts with 20-25 watts going in. Hello, hello, hello. Here's our input tune. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. So, let's go back over here. Now, once again, that's with 20 watts of drive. So, we established our input tune, pass-through tune, pardon me, sorry. Input tune, pass-through tune, drive characteristics. Let's go ahead and let's disconnect the 2950 now. And let's hook up our 125 watt derail striker, okay? The reason I have to show this is because about everybody and their brother's got the 125 watt derail striker, and most of you guys don't have, you know, the 2950 it does 20 watts or a Cobra 29 anymore. Nobody even, I can't even remember the last time somebody had a conversation with me about a Cobra 29. Okay, amp off. Hello, there's our 125 watts. Hello, like 1100 watts and some change. Move that up to 2x. 1,000 watt scale is here. Remember, all the way over here to the right is full, 1,000 watts. 12, 14, 16, 18, so on. About 1,100 and some watts with 120 watts of drive, which is to be expected. 1111111. So now let's go look at our input tune. 1111111111111111111111111. It's pretty damn good. Audio. 1,100 watts. That's on 15 volts flat. It's like 14.95. So, not too bad. Okay, well, it's time for us to do the max test of power, which means I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to hook up this guy. Before I do that, let me show you this. Radio. Amp. Enough said. Okay, here we are. Bench 2 pill. I'm hitting it with the 955. Got the 955 mic gain way down. Hello. I think I might have it up a little bit too high here. Hello. That'll work. Turn the 6 pill on. Hello. Off the scale. Okay, about 250 watts, almost 300 watts of drive. Hello. There's our 14 and some change. Hello. Hello. 1, 2. Hello. 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 Wants to go further. Turn the drive up and give it more. It'll give it more. It'll give it more. Well, that was a good way to spend the last 30 or 40 minutes. I clicked the mic up and I'm all like, oh, you get more drive. I hung the mic up and I stood here for a minute and I went, you know, that ain't right. I'm putting almost 300 watts in this box and it's barely making 1,400 watts of power. Like barely making 1,400 watts of power. So I retested and we have a little bit different results now. And we modified some more stuff. This amp would have probably kept eating pills till the end of time. The output tank or the output tuning coil was too short and it had a wrong value of capacitance on it. This amp either was originally a Toshiba amplifier or it had an early version of the PP100s in it. It's the only way that output capacitance would have made sense. Okay, we are on 1X. We've got the Striker 955, the derail 955. Hello. Same 130 watts, 120 watts, whatever it was. Remember how it was really anemic and it barely make 1,000 watts of power? Remember that? Hello. It's not anemic anymore. Okay, so once again, back on the 2X scale. Hello. With 125 watts of drive, it's making almost the same amount of power now that it was making with 300 watts of drive. Hello, 1, 2. Hello, 1, 2. Okay. Turn on the sideband delay. Hello, 1, 2. Beautiful. Working great on sideband. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, come in. All right. So now, let's get rid of this. Let's hook up a little bit of this. Now we're on the 490. As you guys know, my 490 is my workhorse. It's a beautiful 200 watt radio. So 490's hooked up. I guess it helps if I turn the 490 on. All right. Let's go over here. Check it out. Let's go down to 1X. Doesn't matter what I put into it. 200 watt radio. Okay. Oh yeah, just breathe on it. Hello, 1, 2. Hello. There's our 16 and change with 200 watts worth of drive. I'm done. This thing's done. 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 I'm gonna put the fan in it. I'm gonna put it together. We're gonna put a sticker on it. I'm gonna talk to you guys here in a minute. So we're gonna have to nickname this one the amp that almost burned off BBI's face. Hello. Hello. Thing gets with the program now. Now I'm confident this thing's gonna be perfect. Confident. Well, okay. So I know I should not do this. I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it, but I did it. I got to thinking. I went and I got my can of clear out. I'm like, oh, I put all these beautiful new parts in here, all this new wire. It's got all these great transistors in it now. The output tune's in it, perfect condition. It's all spotless. It's been in here and hand scrubbed and cleaned up. I better protect it with a little bit of clear so nothing gets corroded. Because I don't know where this is going. And I might probably have to end up working on this in the future for some other reason. And I'd rather just get a little bit of clear in there. So I get in there and I'm all... And then like a complete dumbass, I had to switch on. And I went to put the lid on it. And the lid went shh. And it got to be about that close from being closed. And somewhere it drew the spark to cause the fan to start turning. And it goes, woof. I was like, well, yeah. Yeah. I turn the camera around, I'm looking at myself, and I'm going, nope, still got eyebrows, still got a mustache, still got eyelashes. I'm good. It didn't even singe the hair on my hands. But it did make a heck of a good pop. It was whoosh, and the fan was just sitting there turning. I'm like, whoa. This thing cleaned up really good. Still, I got to look at it as a used box. I mean, it's got a bunch of good parts in it. It's got the good wide heat sink. I mean, the heat sink runs end to end. And, well, as you guys can see, it's actually an 8-pill heat sink. So, gentlemen, we're going to ask $1,000 for this plus the ride. So you got to figure like $1,035 and then taxes and stuff. So it's, you know, $1,000 plus the ride. That's simple. It's a good ass box. Steel cabinet. I always love this crinkle coat finish that they put on this stuff. Looks good. It's got 4 feet on it, preamp, sideband, real bias in it now. Man, I'm glad I went and I re-looked at the output tune in this amp. I really am. Well, you guys know the drill. First one to call, first one to write, first one to send up smoke signals, first one to hit the telegraph machine gets it. I don't care where it goes, but it can't stay here. Gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you. I'm off to the next little thing I've got to do over here. On that note, I say thank you to the Patreons that run this Dog and Pony show. Penta, XS, Siglant, MechMan, Bird, and Coaxial Dynamics. Gentlemen, I'll see ya. Click, click, click.